Jackson Roloff, the star of Little People Big World, had a serious head injury and was taken to the hospital. However, how did the 7-year-old end up in such a terrible circumstance? More importantly, how is he doing right now and will he be all right? Watch this space for all the information that is currently available. For Jackson Roloff, it has been a significant year. His mother, Tori Roloff, was overjoyed to celebrate the significant milestone since he had just begun 2nd grade. Jackson, Lila, and Josiah are the couple's 3 children in addition to Zach Roloff. When the couple got married in 2015, they had no idea how big their kids would wind up becoming or what else would happen. Their larger-than-life personalities have helped them to succeed, though in Little People Big World, fans enjoy watching them develop and flourish. Furthermore, they are resolved to take charge of their own affairs and prove to their parents who is truly in charge. Sadly, having kids increases the risk of unplanned mishaps. Parade claims that Zach and Tori Roloff discussed a terrible Jackson-related occurrence. They revealed the information on their podcast, Raising Heights. Mama had not been home with her family since she had been traveling to Disneyland with pals. After I got home, we had just finished dinner and were catching up while the kids played soccer with Zach. I think I was home for about an hour. It sounds risky to play in the house's foyer, yet that's exactly where they were playing now. Tori nevertheless let the audience know how roomy their area was. Before catastrophe occurred, she said there was tons of room to play. Yes, we were just enjoying ourselves greatly while playing soccer. Little Lila has developed into a skilled soccer player. Jackson, nevertheless, tripped and fell on the carpet. Zach and Tori had no idea that what transpired following the slip would be significantly more catastrophic. Jackson smacked into a chair. As Tori Roloff put it, he went a little too hard trying to save the ball and ran straight into one of our chair's arms. She mentioned to Tori Roloff that the family seats are padded. She does not think they are harmful as a result. She never considered the possibility of a head injury on the chairs, though. Instead, she assumed they would strike their heads on the coffee table or fireplace. Sadly, Jackson Roloff struck his head on the exposed wood of the chair, proving her to be gravely mistaken. Then he opened his skull and split apart the rear. Zach Roloff saw how the kids respond more drastically when Tori panics than when they wouldn't otherwise. Jackson was all right up until he needed to be sutured when they hurried him to urgent care. He wailed just after they inserted the staples, and I sobbed too because I couldn't bear to see him in agony. Luckily, ice cream proved to be the most effective remedy, and now he is recovering. Is this an ordinary kid occurrence, or have you experienced something similar? Unforeseen incidents frequently occur, particularly while caring for little children. Being as watchful as you can is crucial when it comes to parenting. When a child doesn't prioritize their safety, you never know what can unintentionally happen. New information about her son Radley's injury and hospitalization was disclosed by Audrey Roloff of Little People Big World. Many angry comments about the entire experience have been posted on social media by consumers. A discussion over Audrey's hospital update regarding Radley has been started on Reddit. A handful of pictures of her baby in a hospital bed with a bandage over one side of his forehead were published by the red-headed reality TV star. Rodeo Rad living up to his name was the other statement she made. Given that Radley is the kind of child who can become a little boisterous from time to time, it makes more sense than ever to compare him to someone who belongs in a rodeo. Poor Radley, remarked the Redditor who started the topic to provide Audrey's update. Another person shared a post regarding an accident and wanted to share my knowledge with others. Stupid child, other followers are furious with Audrey for sharing this concerning incident on social media right away. People have been grumbling as a consequence since I'm typically too busy trying not to have panic attacks and supporting my child so they feel protected. It's terrible that these folks prioritize maintaining their social media accounts. A few days ago, I had to take my youngest to the ER. He spent the night in the hospital. I considered it in the middle of the night while he was fast asleep and hooked up to monitors. In certain situations, how do individuals publish on social media? Dislike them as parents for the things they're doing on social media with these kids. I find it absurd that some individuals decide to share their children's hospital stays on social media. Every time I visit the hospital with my children, I get really focused on the current circumstance. not the attention I was hoping the circumstances would bring. In the end, judging on the response on social media, many are not angry with Audrey for Radley's injuries, rather than being present with her kid to ensure his safety and well-being. They are disturbed by the fact that she shared about it on social media. Lastly, what is your opinion on Audrey's posting of Radley's hospital update online for public viewing? On the other hand, given that Audrey is a reality TV star, do you believe that sharing these facts was quite regular for her? The Little People. Big world couple Jeremy and Audrey Roloff recently commemorated their 10th wedding anniversary. They talked about the struggles and attacks on their marriage as a way to commemorate this significant occasion. Recently, Jeremy and Audrey Roloff commemorated their 10th anniversary of being married. It doesn't feel like they've been husband and wife for that long, he acknowledges. She feels that it would have been better if it had been longer, though she confesses that she wishes their wedding ceremony had been a long time ago since she realized how young they had been and wanted to relive it. The Little People, big world reality personality says that every year, she and her husband watch the film of their wedding. Nevertheless, they made the decision to watch the broadcast portion of their wedding ceremony in order to enjoy their 10th wedding anniversary. They also viewed a recorded review of the day's events that followed their big day. Since it had been so long since they had seen that episode, Audrey found it amusing to watch. She enjoyed hearing their analysis on their nuptials. Jeremy also believed it to be better. Audrey is aware that many people relive their weddings and wonder what they did or what they wore. Even yet, she and Jeremy found their wedding ceremony to be rather enjoyable. The day was epic and various, in her opinion. She clarified that it supported their witty and bubbly side. The former Forge member from Little People, Big World reveals that she and her spouse would have preferred to spend more time getting ready for their marriage than actually being married on the day of the ceremony. She believes they actually did that. Nevertheless, their 5 months of engagement and their wedding ceremony were arguably the busiest periods of their life. Even yet, Audrey believes that Jeremy and her wedding ceremony still reflects who they are now that 10 years have passed. They never would have changed anything. After 10 years of marriage, Audrey and Jeremy Roloff have come to some realizations. One is that they remain members of the same crew. Given that their children are becoming older, she believes it is imperative. She clarifies that their children look to their parents for guidance, so there may very well be a breach in the family if the TLC pair isn't on the same team. However, the Little People, big world actress thinks that sometimes you might forget that you and your spouse are on the same team. She goes on to say that there will be times when you and your spouse handle disagreements amicably, which might badly impact your marriage. She also believes that you will place an assault on your relationship because of outside forces. According to Audrey, the greatest thing to do is to constantly remind each other that you are members of the same team. Even after 10 years of marriage, she acknowledges that she and Jeremy still engage in this behavior.